السلام عليكم، أهلا بكم في the next reading entitled City of Palms. After 16 centuries, the caravans are coming again to Palmyra. They are not the caravans of old, composed of heavily laden camels stalking ponderously over the Syrian desert with the silks and spices of the east. They are made up of automobiles and buses speeding swiftly across the sands from Homs, Aleppo, and Damascus. Instead of the treasures of the East, they carry visitors from the West, visitors anxious to see and explore the ruins of what for a short time, 1,600 years ago, was the central city of one of the most powerful states in the Middle East and the greatest of the caravan cities that rose along the ancient trade routes. Palmyra, the city of the palms, was the name given by the Romans to a small oasis village called Tadmor. The village had been founded about 2000 BC and for 1,000 years had existed in peaceful obscurity. Sometime between 972 and 932 BC, the famous King Solomon saw its strategic and economic potential. It lay on the shortest possible road between Mesopotamia and the Mediterranean and began to pour money into fortifications and expansion. With the rise of Rome and Parthia, Palmyra, conveniently located between them, began a swift climb to prominence as the point where the two hostile powers could peacefully exchange goods. Later, Palmyra was taken under the Roman wing as a tributary state, became under the Emperor Hadrian a free city, and in 212 achieved the preferred status of colony, which meant that Palmyra was regarded as a trusted friend and perhaps more importantly could profit substantially from its flourishing trade with China and India. It became a commercial and financial center of great importance and a city of 30,000 inhabitants known throughout the region for fine temples, roads, and villas. In the latter half of the 3rd century, however, things changed. Zenobia, the famous Arab queen, an intelligent, beautiful, and above all ambitious woman, came to power and unwisely challenged Rome by sending her armies to conquer Mesopotamia, Syria, and with Zenobia herself leading them, even Egypt. Emboldened by success, she proclaimed her son an emperor, a step that soon brought a Roman legion to Palmyra's gates to capture her, crush her armies, and reduce Palmyra to a status of a Roman garrison. Zenobia's rule marked the apex of Palmyrian glory. With her defeat and exile to a pleasant peasant life in Rome, Palmyra began to decline. As the years went by, the city was shaken by the collapse of its caravan trade and then by the subsequent fall of the Roman Empire itself. The city knew moderate prosperity under the Muslims, but after the 15th century, when savage Mongols under Tamerlane sacked it, and after several earthquakes, it slipped into obscurity and vanished under the sands. Its only inhabitants, a few farmers and some Bedouins, who made their camp in what once had been the great court of the Temple of Baal. Today's visitors are usually surprised by Palmyra, lulled by the monotonous miles of desert. It's more than 200 miles from both Damascus and Aleppo. They are seldom ready when, without warning, a line of 150 funeral towers 70 feet high breaks into the horizon. These towers, located in Palmyra's Valley of the Tombs, are one of the 3 kinds of structure built by the Palmyrians for their dead. The other 2 are underground mausoleums and 1-story temple tombs above the ground. The funerary towers mark the location of the city, but visitors soon realize that there is much more to see. Spread out on an arid plateau that tilts toward a range of low hills nearby, Palmyra's ruins comprise a vast area of broken stone and heaps of fragments in which clearly there once stood a city of remarkable beauty. The most striking of the antiquities of the Middle East, it was on to the same columns that desert chieftains in 1813 placed brackets to hold hundreds of lovely Arab dancing girls as a spectacular welcome to the famous Lady Hester Stanhope. Of the boulevard or the ruins of other public places and buildings, the public square once decorated with busts and statues of very important Palmyrians, a theater unusual in that it was built in the heart of the city rather than on the outskirts, as was the practice, and the sites of houses and villas. There are also the remains of a military camp built by Diocletian in the 3rd century and an aqueduct built by Justinian in the 6th century. Palmyra has been ranked by many experts as one of the 2 most exciting sites in the Middle East, the other being Petra. It may well be, with its location in the midst of the empty desert beneath the ruins of a castle built by 17th century Lebanese emir. It's a sight to recall many times after the towering columns have vanished over the horizon and the new caravans have returned to the cities from which they came. Now let's see the questions. 1. The chief cause of the decline of Palmyra came when? D. The city became a Roman garrison. 2. The person who did most to lift Palmyra out of obscurity after its history of 1,000 years was Emperor Hadrian. 3. The location of the city is now marked by the line of 150 funeral towers. 4. Palmyra is one of the 2 most exciting sites in the Middle East because it's in the middle of an empty desert. 5. The most outstanding landmark of Palmyra is the line of funerary towers. 6. Palmyra was named by the Romans. 7. The main reason that the village of Tadmor grew into a large city was that King Solomon saw its potential and poured money into it. 8. In recent years, people have been going to Palmyra to visit and explore the ruins. 9. The Arab dancing girls were placed on brackets attracted to columns along the boulevard as a welcome for Lady Hester Stanhope. 10. At the present time, Palmyra mainly attracts tourists. 11. Obscurity means seclusion, وحدة أو عزلة أو انعزال. 12. Conveniently يعني بشكل مناسب وملائم جدا يعني timely. 13. Prominence يعني عظمة أو شيء كبير جدا يعني greatness. 14. Substantially يعني لدرجة كبيرة importantly. 15. Apex يعني الذروة أو أوج شيء معين peak. 16. Subsequent يعني اللاحق later. 17. Arid يعني جاف dry. 18. Remnants يعني بقايا remains. 19. Brackets يعني صفوف لتعليق الأشياء عليها أو لإن هما بيساعدوا العمال إن هما يمشوا عليها. shelves. Number 20. Vanished يعني تختفي أو اختفت يعني disappeared. أشوفكم على خير إن شاء الله في الفيديو الجاي. Good luck.